When I say the words brave and brilliant, how many of you immediately think of something big? Something as big as winning an award, climbing a mountain, or saving a life. Well, if you're like me, you might have started to look for that one grand moment in your life. And I'll admit, when I was given this topic, I struggled. I couldn't think of a single thing that seemed brave or brilliant enough. And honestly, that was a bit disappointing. But then I realized that bravery and brilliance aren't always about doing something huge. Sometimes they're about the small, quiet decisions that we do every day and the faith that we have in the journey ahead. For me, brilliance began with curiosity, a decision to learn a language. Growing up, I spent summers visiting my family in Austria and Germany, where I heard German around me constantly. At first, it felt isolating, like I was in a bubble that I couldn't break free from. Hearing it around me, instead of shutting myself off, I let curiosity grow inside that bubble until it finally popped. I wanted to be part of something bigger. I wanted to connect and to learn. So, when I came back from my summer holidays in 2019, I enrolled in a German language institute, and I promised myself that one day I was going to speak that language fluently. The harder school got, the harder my language classes became. I was advancing through levels quickly, and it really wasn't easy juggling the pressure of those classes with being an IB student. But I still enjoyed every moment of it. The more I learned, the more I wanted to continue, and I realized that learning languages for me was like unlocking a series of doors. Arabic, my mother tongue, was the key to the first door, and once that was open, German led to Spanish, Spanish to French, and from there I found myself exploring phrases, songs, expressions in languages just for the fun of it. But it wasn't just about the words. It was about how languages made me see the world differently. It taught me empathy, especially for my people from my country, Syria. Those millions that had to leave their homes and start over, learning languages not out of curiosity, but because the doors to life were only unlocked through those keys. Now, surely my experience was far from theirs, but it was enough for me to understand. While I wasn't forced to leave everything behind, I saw how language can open doors to new possibilities. It showed me how resilience isn't just about surviving, it's about finding ways to connect and making a new home wherever life takes you. Now, as Syria begins to heal, I have a hope that one day we'll all go back. And when we do, we'll return not just as individuals, but as something greater. We'll return as a population that can speak French, German, Spanish, Turkish, and more. A country that can connect with the world in ways it never has before. For me, learning languages wasn't just a skill. It became a symbol of brilliance, connection, and possibility. By the time I reached my senior year, I was almost certain I was going to study in Austria. It seemed like the obvious path, going to a country whose language I'd spent years mastering. But life had other plans. Out of nowhere, an opportunity came to me. A scholarship to study law at one of the best universities in the world, right here in Dubai. At first, it was overwhelming. I had been so focused on one path that this offer felt like it came out of nowhere. But as I thought about it, and I realized that it wasn't random at all. It was fate. A reminder that no matter how hard we try to control every detail in our life, there's always something that we can't always see. Law, I realized, brought together everything that I cared about. The power of language, the ability to connect with others, and the drive to create meaningful change. It wasn't what I planned, but it was exactly where I was meant to be. And this is where bravery comes in. Bravery isn't about knowing all the answers or always making the right choice. It's about trusting that things will work out, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. It's about letting go of that need to control every detail and believing that at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. So, if you're sitting here wondering what brave or brilliant thing you've done, don't underestimate the small things. For me, brilliance was in languages, a quiet passion that opened doors for me that I never expected would have opened. My bravery was in trusting the process, even when it felt like I was letting go of a dream. Now, whatever your journey is, remember this. The small choices you make today and the faith that you have in the journey ahead are shaping a future you'll be proud of tomorrow. Thank you so much.